My name's Zavai. I own a seven-figure pay-per-lead agency, guys. And today, after this video, you'll be knowing why you're wasting your talent, and why doing SMMA instead of pay-per-lead is a completely retarded life decision. At least I wish I told myself that like last year. And truth be told, I started a business last year in January. I got my first client after 6 months. And it was a retainer client, and I couldn't fucking deliver results. I was calling at 3 a.m. in the night, trying to get this one person business result. She was paying me 1500 USD, which is a lot for her because she's basically a small business, a med spa in the United States, and for my fucking dumbass went out into the most competitive market in the whole of United States, right? I went to the most competitive market because some guru told me to. To be fair, it was Cameron England, so he's not really a guru. He's a fucking monster. But today we're going to be specifically talking about why it is foolish to do a retainer model instead of paper lead. Because in case you didn't know, paper lead is as the name sounds. You have a single funnel, right? And you basically generate leads of Meta, YouTube, Google of for $100, for instance, and you sell them for 200. That would be like a golden ratio margin, right? And the really powerful thing is you can have one specific funnel and get different kind of leads depending on what kind of answers they fill out, and then you distribute that specifically to different buyers, buyer A, buyer B with buyer C. And normally in paper lead you would get buyer A, for instance, the best kind of qualified customers that they would want to have. But in this case, right, you can have also disqualified people. So people that do not match buyer A's criteria can get sent to buyer B and buyer C, and that's where we really start printing. Because buyer C and buyer B, yes, they might not pay like $200 per lead. They might pay like 50, but it's still gonna double your profit margin. And this is arbitrage, right? Arbitrage at the craziest, because all of the big people on YouTube that have like 8 figure to 9 figure agencies, well, probably not 9 figures, they're either doing some sort of mass market info or pay per lead. I mean, have you ever met somebody or like saw somebody do more than 500,000 a month specifically with a retainer model? It's not possible. I mean, there's this digital ox that specifically specialize in dental treatments that are high ticket, like 30, 40,000, and they charge like a 4 or 5K retainer, which supersedes the cost, right? It's super worth it, but it's really extremely difficult to scale it, right? It's hard to hire good people, keep them, track them, keep client churn in check, right? I only managed to scale to a few clients for retainer, and then basically I thought to myself, okay, paper lead is better because it's just like retarded to do retainer, and I took a risk, right, to do something else, and it paid off because this month our biggest clients send us a bank transfer of $125,000, right? And it's completely doable because all you need is very, very good media buying skills. And I'm not saying that's easy, right? Most people won't make it because it's so competitive. But if you think you have a shot, right? If you think you're like serious into business and you want to build 8 9 figure companies, retainer is the wrong strategic decision, because specifically you will delegate until you cannot delegate anymore, right? And it's good after like a hundred clients, it becomes like almost impossible to scale because of the operational complexity, right? And if you have a 40% margin at that scale, that would be like really already legendary. And here in paper lead, you can have free clients, right, paying you 100 grand each. Obviously, in the best case, that doesn't mean it's easy to find those clients. I'm just saying it's possible. And one of my friends, he got wired $300,000 on a single cold call 40 minutes they talked. He was going through conversion rates, the different lead costs, right? The different client customer acquisition costs, how much they would need to pay to acquire another customer from their leads. Watch my other videos so you'll know what I mean. And 300,000, 330,000 to be exact, and 9 grand of that, 3% went directly to Stripe. That's probably your monthly salary, and that was mine like a few months ago, right? It is insane, this industry, because there are some fucking 17-year-olds that are just pulling 6, 7 figures. And the best part about this is look at the fucking views in my video. Nobody knows about this shit, right? You'll see like 4 or 5 YouTubers talking about it that have like decent sized agencies, right? I'm probably the only one that's like not gatekeeping, because like I want basically to get coaching clients like yourself who would waste so much time figuring out like how to transition into pay per lead, right? As opposed to just me spoon feeding all the secrets to you. But anyways, return on investment is the lifetime value really high. The same amount of customer acquisition costs in retainer, it's about 2 grand. Depending on industry, might vary. Pay per lead similar, sometimes even less, because you're selling a product, you're selling a lead. You can have replacement criteria to take the risk out for the customer, right? Imagine you pay for a bad lead. Nobody wants to pay for a bad spam lead. Okay, we replace it. There you go. If you have proven concepts, right, and a proven market, go watch my vertical video. You'll make a shit ton of money. Um, right? So I'm not the best at outreach. I'm not the best at sales, but I know how to like talk in the industry language that I'm in, and that's a big, large portion of it. These corporate clients, they spend 4 or 5 million in some law firms, for instance, 4 or 5 million, right, on ads. I'm not saying every industry, but some. So the scalability is great, and here's the proof, right? You go to like somebody was trying to like sell their pay per lead agency, and it has like a 20 profit, 20K profit at a 63% profit margin, right? Profit multiple, it's just selling it for 700 grand. And it's like daily management 5 to 10 minutes. And it's not like if he has good ads, it works, right? You could be pulling it. But getting to that point takes some effort. Established in 2023, revenues of 300K at 50% margin, pay per lead model with no setup fees, right? Cashback on the Amex card. So, like, this is an asset that you're building, right? Because you're decentralizing yourself. You're not doing anything. You're just running the ads, getting them customers, and if they see return on investment, they won't stop buying because they need your lead flow to grow their customer base. Look at this. Obviously, those are not the best examples because they both have crazy good profit margins, right? For retain, like this is like basically, I believe, a website design agency, right? But fucking 9 years, okay? Like it took 9 years to build this stuff. Okay, and this is like 3 years. All right, revenue growth rate 10%, overall churn 0%, right? Active clients 21 clients. So do you want to manage 1 or 2 clients, right? 4 clients or like 21 clients, right? That's the question. Which one do you think is more scalable? Stop the video and look at it, right? Look at this. Like I won't explain it because it's just like it is quite stop the video, take a look at specifically what the comparison is at, right? But I won't make it too long. Just want to point out some obvious things to help you save some of your life energy, and you guys can thank me later. I'm on Telegram or Instagram, and you can DM me at any time if you want a bit more support. But yeah, you guys take care.